now. Don't be such a wimp.
I'll be back in a minute.
Oh, yes, Daddy. No, Daddy.
Dad?
Still at the disco?
Yeah, look, Dad. Cheryl says it's all right if I spend the night round her place. Is that all right?
Certainly not. You know the deal. Besides, we've got to collect your grand first thing in the morning. I'm not going to be travelling after around the country just because you fancy spending the night with Cheryl or whoever.
Yeah, but her mum says it's all right. Well, I suppose I could catch the bus.
Too right you can. Now. Bloody kids.
Don't you think we should drive over?
Almost 16. Got to stand on her own 2 feet sometime.
Excuse me, any chance of a lift? I just missed my last bus home. Please, anywhere Cobbs Marsh way.
Only going as far as Holt. Have to drop you at the crossroads.
Oh, thanks.
Should we never become a lift, girl like you? Never know what might happen.
What, Lewisly, you mean?
Only him.
Well, I don't usually. My dad'd kill me if he knew. I only did it because I missed the last bus home. I mean, I wouldn't if you'd been men.
Hadn't we better take you into Holt?
No, I'll be fine, thanks. I've got an uncle who lives about half a mile down the road. Worst comes to worst, he can always drop me back. Thanks anyway. Bye.
Take care.
All right.
Hello? Sorry to trouble you.
Hello. That's interesting.
Do you know it? Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 15.
No, not offhand.
That which hath been is now, and that which is to be hath already been, and God requireth that which is past.
Strong stuff.
She was a strong woman. Do please come in.
Thank you. Your proofs from your publisher.
And yours, of course.
Yes. Adam Dalglish.
Alice Mayer. Please, come through.
Thank you. What's the new book called?
Cookery for the Converted. I do hope it wasn't too much of an imposition.
Not at all.
You know me, of course.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Very well, and you?
Fine.
I was so sorry to hear about your aunt.
I was too.
I imagine she must have seemed immortal.
Yes, not that I think death was ever terrible to her.
She always struck me as being a very private woman. It sometimes seemed presumptuous, I suppose, to encroach on such self-sufficiency.
I know what you mean.
You must miss her.
Very much. I wish I'd seen more of her. Too late now. Same old story. Thank you.
I'm having a few people for dinner on Thursday. It's nothing too formal, just some of Alex's colleagues from the power station. Would you care to join us?
Well, that sounds wonderful. Unfortunately, I might have to be back in London. I'm going to ring to confirm?
Of course, of course. We're in the book.
Right. Fine. They look about all in. I thought I might offer them a lift, maybe, if I had someone with me they knew.
Well, yes, of course, they know me. I'll be right with you.
Wasn't their mother very ill?
Yes. Yes, she died about 6 weeks ago.
How are they managing?
Not particularly well, I should imagine. Their father's not the sort to welcome any interference.
Quite.
Well, who can blame him? Once he lets down his defences, he'll have half the social workers in Norfolk on his doorstep.
Hey there.
Rosa? Mr. Dalglish has kindly offered to give you a lift. Very good.
Here we are. Can I take them? Stay there. Oh. God. Oh. Okay. Mind the road when you get in the car.
I'm having a dinner party on Thursday. If it's all right with your father, would you like to help me like you did last time?
Please. What are you going to cook?
Ah, well, Mr. Dalglish might be a guest, so I'll have to whisper.
All right.
All right.
Wait a minute. Oh.
You know, I can manage those. I'll take them through here.
Didn't know I had a demic, did you? So much drink and not enough application, you thought, eh?
Good morning, Ryan. Well, yes, it's certainly remarkable. Don't tell me you got her to sit for you.
I didn't need to. I know her face well enough. I'm exhibiting in Norwich on the 3rd, if I can get it there, that is.
No luck with the van, then?
Huh?
I'm going to Norwich next week. If you give me the address, I could drop it in for you.
Yeah, if you like. I'll pack it up and leave it in the shed at the back. No need to knock. Just pick it up when you can.
Well, telephone first. By the way, do you know Mr. Dalgleish? He kindly gave the children a lift back.
Yeah, we've seen one another around from time to time. I liked your aunt. She didn't fuss.
I'm sorry about your wife.
Yeah, well, thanks for looking after the children.
Not at all. Who is the woman in the painting?
I thought you knew.
No.
Hilary Robarts, administrative officer at the power station. Acting administrative officer. She bought this cottage soon after arriving here. She's been trying to get the Blaines out ever since. Caused a certain amount of feeling round here, as you can imagine.
But she wants to live here.
No, I doubt it. No, it's an investment. She wants to sell. She's within her rights, of course. Blaines' tenancy ran out months ago. But then, well, his wife fell ill, and one thing led to another, of course. I suppose it's the children one should feel sorry for.
Yes.
Meg thinks we should do more. It's difficult to know what. You can't force someone like Ryan. Another reason for making dinner on Thursday.
Sorry.
Hilary Robarts. You can make your own assessment. See if she lives up to her portrait.
That should be interesting.
Because I can't afford it.
You can't afford a new typewriter, but you think you're going to save the world.
Why not?
Just as long as you're not one of those turn the other cheek brigade. Had enough of those at the home before Timmy was born. Ask and the Lord will provide. No, thank you.
You see that car just now?
What about it?
Miss Dalglish's nephew. He's a detective.
He's probably here to catch the Whistler.
No, he's with the Metropolitan Police, not the local force. I wonder what he's going to do with the meal. Can hardly live here and work in London.
Great. Who's going to ask him then, me or you?
What?
To let us live there. I'm not the one who's always going on about how antisocial it is for people to have second homes or leave property empty, am I?
Oh, I see. I couldn't afford it, though, could I? Can hardly afford this place.
Who said anything about afford? Caretakers, rent-free, ensure no one squats. Go on, Neil, it's worth a try. I'll do it if you're too scared.
No.
Where have you got that from, Timmy? It's dirty. Give that to Neil. Take it off of him, Neil.
Problems? The engine's knackered, I think.
I'm afraid I can't help you there. But, there is a garage up at the next village.
Well, Larry Spark?
You know him?
Yeah, I bought it from him. It goes like a bomb, Mr. Gledhill.
Where are you heading?
Power station.
Hop in.
I thought this was the most exciting place on Earth when I arrived here 2 years ago. Forefront of technology, temple of opportunity. The answer to every science graduate's prayer. University, of course, they couldn't believe it. Tobias Gledhill, assistant research physicist to the director, Lark Soken. You must be joking. You cannot be serious, man.
Not so funny now, then.
You keep forgetting. You're a policeman, trained to observe. No, not now. Now. Now I loathe every brick, every rivet, every wire, every pipe in the entire goddamn place. Blow it up tomorrow, you'd be doing us all a favour. Don't worry. I jest.
Well, it can't be that bad, surely. There must be compensations.
You don't know the half of it, Mr. Dalglish. Nobody does.
Attention.
Thanks for the lift.
All A-shift personnel report to control immediately. Would all A-shift personnel report to control immediately?
With union agreement, staff currently employed on grades 2 and 3 will automatically be transferred to the new contracts, with increased representation at secondary management level. This changeover is scheduled for week 42.
Good. Right. Any other matters?
Yes. This proposed new job of yours, well, rumoured new job, I suppose we're entitled to ask whether it's been formally offered yet?
Of course. And the answer is no. With the current obsession for leaking any information of interest, the people most concerned become the last to know. If and when it's official, you'll be the first to be informed, I promise.
No, just wait a minute, Alex. Just a few more moments of your valuable time. You do realise that your leaving is bound to have serious implications here? The new PWR is almost finished. The government is reviewing the future of nuclear power. It's a bad time for change at the top.
Is there ever a good time? Anyway, there seems little point in discussing it until it happens, if it happens.
But the internal reorganisation goes ahead whatever.
Certainly.
And who will they appoint in your place? A director or a station manager?
A station manager, I imagine.
In other words, the research programme will go.
Quite possibly, yes. Sooner or later, anyhow. Besides, the work we've been doing here could logically be continued elsewhere. Harwell or Sellafield.
At considerably less cost, too.
Your words, not mine.
But that makes us just another bloody engineering plant!
Other business. Good. Until next week. Thank you.
Alex.
Excuse me. Toby. Toby, what's the problem? the research program. Look, it's not the end of the world. You could always transfer. I put in a word for you. There must be, I don't know, half a dozen teams, and they'd be too glad to have you aboard.
Oh, marvellous. Oh, absolutely bloody marvellous. Meanwhile, our current research, when's that to be published?
When it's complete.
When it's complete? Or when your new appointments come through? When it can no longer damage your chances?
Toby, how many times do I have to tell you? The first law of theoretical physics, the fastest way to commit professional suicide is to publish incomplete theories.
Oh, how silly of me, of course. Still, you've told them about our friendly virus, I presume? For God's sake, Alex, when are you going to start listening to me? This thing is destroying my work!
Who am I meant to tell?
I don't know. The authorities, the ministry.
What would be the point?
The point? I would have thought the point was obvious. Somebody's managed to get into this system. There is somebody else in this system. They'll get into the reactor control computer next. If they get in there, God help us all.
They can't. Well, you know the sort of security clearance you need and all the safety committees you have to go through.
They broke into the ESC network.
You know something, Toby? For a scientist, you've a remarkably good line in melodrama.
It's only a matter of time, Alex. The second law of theoretical physics. Theory and practice are separated merely by time, and not always so very much of it. Sooner or later, they'll succeed. And once they're in, it'll be too late for I told you so's and inquiries. It'll be too late even for the SAS. No point in night sights and balaclavas then, eh? Alex!
Caroline said you wanted a word.
That's right. Seen this?
Of course. I'm on the mailing list.
You going ahead with the case?
Certainly.
If he can't afford a lawyer, he won't be able to pay damages. In the interest of the station, I think you should drop it.
Is that an order?
I can't compel you, you know that. I'm merely asking. Well, what good would it do anyway? We're scientists, not evangelists.
Exactly. But people like him are. That's what makes them dangerous. They only care about the greenhouse effect so long as it serves their argument. The fact that nuclear energy has so far saved the world from burning 500 million tons of fossil fuel is neither here nor there as far as they're concerned. It's evil. Full stop. Root it out.
Why worry about it then? It's not worth it.
Because people like him are getting through, don't you see? If we're going to beat him, we've got to match passion with passion. You know what he wrote about me? His actual words. Someone whose response to Chernobyl is that only 31 people were killed, who can dismiss as unimportant one of the world's greatest nuclear disasters, is totally unsuitable for such a position. While she remains, in whatever capacity, we must have the gravest doubts whether safety will ever be taken seriously at Lark's Oaken.
Mummy. Oh, what?
Look, he's not a very worthy opponent. Bring him to court and he'll simply attract publicity for his wretched cause. God knows, one martyr on the headland is enough.
That's what all this is about, really, isn't it? Your reputation, the station's reputation. What about my reputation? If I drop the action now, it's a clear admission of guilt.
Nonsense. Do you honestly think that anyone who matters is going to pay the slightest attention to anything some crackpot student's written? Relax. The minute you let personal pride into such things, you're lost, utterly lost. Feelings don't matter here. It's the work that's important.
Well, they matter to me. Something you've never understood. Have you? Life is about feeling. Love is about feeling. To you, the abortion was, what? A temporary irritation? Did you ever ask yourself what it meant to me? My needs, my feelings?
I never forced you. I assumed you felt as I did.
Really? And how was that?
That it was impossible for you to have a child.
No. Inconvenient, maybe. Embarrassing, even. But not impossible. It never was. It still isn't. For God's sake, look at me when I'm trying to talk to you.
All right. Correction. Have a child by all means, if that's what you want. Just don't expect me to father it, okay?
Excuse me. I was wondering if you'd... Sorry. Sorry.
What do you want?
Well, I was wondering if you'd care to join us. What?
PAN UP, People Against Nuclear Power. We're a small but growing local pressure group who believe that nuclear power is totally unnecessary. Our aim is to persuade...
Yeah, I know what your aim is. Thankfully, some of us have got better things to do with our time than piss into the wind.
Getting away this year?
With our mortgage, you've got to be joking.
I thought I heard your husband say something about skiing.
Yeah, he doesn't live in the real world, that's his trouble. A new car last week, video. God knows how we're going to afford it. Just a little boy at heart, really. What about that chap you were with at the staff dance?
Jonathan?
Jonathan, yes. Seems all right. Is it serious?
No, not really. Not as far as I'm concerned, anyway.
Very sensible. Still, you must be off soon anyway. Mayor's promotion, everyone's talking about it.
It's not definite yet.
It will be. And you're the best PA he's ever had. I heard him tell Mansell.
Too bad I'm staying.
Staying? You must be soft in the head. Who is it? Go on, I won't tell.
No one. I just don't fancy a change at present. I like it here. Nothing wrong with that, is there? Hello, Jonathan.
I've been looking for you all over. I thought you might have gone.
Oh, no. Still here, just about.
I just wanted to say that if you're going away for the weekend, would you like me to come and take Remus for a run?
Hello. Oil?
All over the place.
Oh, you have a nasty nip, I should imagine. You obviously have to know what you're doing.
Yeah. Well, you have to be careful not to wash away their natural oils. An old lady who lived up at the mill taught me.
Jane Dalglish?
You knew her?
Yes, she was my aunt.
She was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Knew everything there was to know about birds. Do you believe in reincarnation?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
Yes, please. I called round to say thank you for driving me in on Saturday.
Ah. Well, it's the least I could do. How's the bag?
Should be ready tomorrow, thank you.
Oh, that's me. Would you believe it? Found a whole box of them this afternoon. I used to spend my summer holidays up here when I was a boy. So, things are not all sweetness and light up at the power station.
What?
I have to do something about it. What?
bring it out into the open. People have got to understand the choices, realize what they mean.
I'm sorry.
This is so dangerous. If I don't do something, if we don't do something, it'll be too late.
Everything all right?
Oh, hello. Yes, I think so.
Everyone knows you're back. You can't keep secrets on the headland. Not that you've anything to hide, I'm sure.
You never know.
Your aunt's?
Yes.
Yes. I remember her in this. And this. Much too good to throw away or burn, though you'd be surprised how many do.
Perhaps they don't want to be reminded.
Well, clothes aren't the person.
Thankfully. What should I do with this?
Oh, that's for the Blaneys. I was going to pop it around to Doris at the pub.
Ah.
It's easier if it comes from her, less direct.
Well, would you like me to take it for you?
Well, that would be very nice, thanks.
Oh.
Oh.
How old are they now?
82, 78. Pretty good for their age. Especially Mrs. She's the real boss. He loves her, respects her judgment after 50 years. They're very lucky.
There's a daughter somewhere, isn't there?
Wiltshire. She can't understand why they haven't got a nice two-bedroom flat in Norwich.
So much more convenient, aren't they? Two-bedroom flats.
She's paranoid, of course. Like this murderer, Whistler.
Understandably.
Old age pensioners. Hardly his style.
Are you happy living out here?
I am. Sometimes very.
And the loneliness, it doesn't get to you?
No, I chose it. And there's Alice. We've become very close. New friends don't happen that often.
Isn't there anything you miss?
The children. Maybe I should have stayed and fought. Stood my ground. But what was the point? All I wanted to do was to get on with a job I loved.
But you'll go back to it, won't you?
Teaching. Of course. London. I don't know. Oh, it all seems so petty now. But when every book you use, every word you speak is scrutinized by the popular press.
I see you're having some work done.
Neville? Oh, yes. He comes over from Cromer on the air.
Do you think he'd do some work for me?
Oh, I'm sure he would. He's willing. Good, too.
Would you mind if I asked?
Of course not.
Security books?
Just a couple.
Shan't be too difficult.
Well, that is, of course, if you have the time.
That'll be next week. Monday or Tuesday, maybe.
Fine. Well, if you let me know, Mrs. Dennison has my number. Goodbye.
You know what Nan reckons? That's nothing to do with the moon at all. That's that power station.
What, you mean the Whistler Works there?
No. What do you call it? Atomic waste and that. Turned his brain.
Can't be, can it? There was no such thing as nuclear power when Jack the Ripper was alive. And he used to cut their hearts out and all, didn't he?
Worse than their hearts.
Oh, trust you to know. Trust Harry to know, eh, Doris?
£4.45. Know what?
Jack the Ripper.
What about him?
He was East End, weren't he?
How the hell should I know?
Well, kept a pub there, didn't he, you and George?
Yeah, but Jack the Ripper was teetotal, wasn't he? £4.45, love.
Well, put it on the slate, would you?
What again?
No, my shout.
You think I haven't got the money, is that it?
No, what's my shout, anyway?
Yeah, well, you're wrong, but see. Yeah, you call yourself a bloody salesman, you couldn't piss into a pot.
He'll kill again 4 weeks.
Hello, lashes.
Good morning.
You come to take me away from all this, have you?
Oh, of course, anytime you like. Make Dennison's compliments.
Oh, right. Leave it there. I'll make sure he gets it. Yeah, George will be taking him home when he's pulled up the lager. Anything I can get you?
Yes, why not? Half a glass, please.
Oh, right.
Mr. Dalgleish, isn't it?
That's right.
Ah, we met the other day down at the cottage.
Oh, yes, that's it.
Yeah. Polishman, they tell me. Mm-hmm. Very grand, very, how's your father? Nice place, this, eh? Very, torpid. Friendly.
Well, that's what I thought, yes, why not?
It does your heart good, a place like this, eh? A shelter from the stormy seas and my eternal home. And a load of your lot around at my place the other morning asking questions, eh? Policemen dressed in blue. Wouldn't mind if you would relate your whereabouts on the evening of the 21st, Mr. Blaney, sir.
Did you feel
Oh, thanks very much.
Well, just a routine inquiry, you understand. Nothing to do with the bleeding Whistler. Eh? Just a routine inquiry, checking up on the local drunks, as it were. It's her doing, isn't it, eh? Her from the power station, eh? And Miss Hilary Robarts.
Well, I have no idea, I'm afraid.
She's trying to get me out. She's trying to get my children away from me. Now, I may be drunk, Mr. Dalgleish, but I am not stupid, and I...
Come on, Ron.
All right. I will arise now and go to Innisfree. Just keep her off my back, that's all I'm asking.
Take the bag, George.
Just get her off my back, or God help her, Well, it's a free country, isn't it? Ryan Blaney wants to stay a free man. There's not but too much to ask, is it, eh? No, it's not, is it? Is it? Come on.
So she won't be going with you then? Your PA?
Caroline? No.
Isn't that going to upset things?
Not really.
Inconvenient, though.
Personal reasons.
Oh, boyfriend?
Computer technician, Jonathan Reeves. She's less discerning than I thought. No. The real problem's going to be Hilary.
Oh?
She's insisting on coming to London with me if I get the job. Says I'll need her.
I thought she'd resigned herself to the fact that you were no longer interested.
So did I.
Pay her off.
How?
Promotion. If she can't have you, maybe that's what she wants.
Administrative officer. She'd be an utter disaster.
When's the board?
10 days. Got a good field.
So you've got 10 days to decide what to do with her.
Less. She wants a decision by Sunday.
You don't have to pay me, you know.
I don't pay for anything. Or at least not like that. Not gay, are you?
It's just I don't like casual affairs.
You mean you don't like them, or you don't think you ought to have them?
I suppose I mean I don't think I ought to have them. It's just that I think that sex is too important to be casual about. I wouldn't want you and Timmy to leave because of anything I'd done.
Or hadn't.
Maybe.
I expect you're right. You'd mind, then, if I walked out?
Yes.
I always do in the end. No one's ever minded before.
Terry. Come in.
Thanks, sir.
It must be
10 years.
Doesn't seem possible, does it? Get through.
Thanks.
I'm sorry I couldn't see you later. I've got to go out.
No, that's all right. I heard you were here.
Oh, sit down. Oh, sorry.
All right, thanks.
No, I was on to the yard yesterday and I spoke to Cummings. He said you were off.
Really? Well, I hope you mentioned it was my annual leave.
Yes. Oh, yes, sure, absolutely. This is a really nice place.
Hmm? Yes, my aunt left it to me in a will. I've come up to sort it out. Scott?
Yes, please. Just a small one, if I may. Thanks.
Married, I hear.
That's right, yes. Her name's Susie.
Well, you're off duty. Why didn't you bring her along?
Well, she's finding it a bit difficult at the moment. She's pregnant. We're expecting our first baby in a couple of weeks.
Really? Congratulations.
Thanks.
To parenthood.
Go on, Yvonne. Have a go. While you're in here. The amuse face. Third time. Come on.
Norman, it's almost 8.
Oh, come on, Chrissy, give a lad a break. Can't you see he's enjoying himself? Hey, one more round, eh? One more round. Same again, Norman. Now, come on, again. Oh, good job, Norman would stand there.
It all started about 15 months ago. 4 in all so far. First was a local tart from East Haven. Then, 8 months later, a school teacher cycling home to Hunstanton. 2 months after that, a barmaid from Ipswich. She'd been visiting her granny.
And then this latest one.
That's right, Valerie Mitchell. We've had the personality assessment from the trick cyclist. God knows why. I mean, I could have written it myself. Same old thing. Loner. Disturbed family background, possibly a dominant mother. Doesn't relate easily to people, particularly women. Impotent, unmarried, separated, divorced, with the resentment of the opposite sex. So the chances are we're not looking for a happily married, successful, horny bank manager.
Home territory?
Could be. Certainly knows the ground well. Sticks roughly to the same MO.
What about this trademark of his, the whistling?
Heard by 3 witnesses close to the scene of the first murder. First one just heard a whistle. Second one said it sounded like a hymn. And the third one, a churchgoer, said she could identify it precisely. Now the day is over.
Night is drawing nigh, shadows of the evening fall across the sky.
That's the one.
Well, I don't know about you lot, but I've had just about enough of this bloody place.
Oh, headache. Married less than a year and she started the headaches. No point in hurrying home tonight then, Norman.
You were always vulgar, but now you're not even funny with it. The car keys, please. I'm going home.
Bye.
My wife's been getting very depressed lately. Mind you, it's not surprising, really, is it? I mean, it's not the most peaceful of worlds to bring a child into, is it? It's horrific to think that he's still out there somewhere. I constantly find myself wondering what he looks like, where he is, what he's thinking. Still, sooner or later we'll get him. And then that'll be that. After a while, it'll be just as though he'd never existed. Do you remember why I left the Met?
Of course. Those 2 corruption cases.
That's right. I couldn't stand it, so I left, but you stayed.
Yeah. I didn't like it any more than you did, then.
No, but it didn't seem to affect you as much as it did me. You were able to remain calm, detached about the whole thing. I often wondered how.
It was interesting. It's always interesting when men you work with, men you think you know, behave out of character.
Come on, damn you, come on. Please. Please.